Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jai Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. Jaya Om Vishnu Pad Paramhamsa Pravajakacarya Astota Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, His Confounder Charger His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Primshika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Radha Kun Shama Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sankirtan Yaga Ki Jai, Brihad Mridanga Ki Jai, Gaura Pramanande, Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stavitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavanishvare Vrishabhanu Sute Deve Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to today's ecstatic discussion about Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading Canto 3, Chapter 14, entitled Pregnancy of Deity in the Evening, Shloka number 48. Please read after me. Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Niveshya Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Vaishnavis. Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Pravida Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Prabhidha Bhaktya Hyanubhavita Shaye Nivesha Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati. Word to word. Saha, he, vai, certainly. Mahabhagavata, the topmost devotee. Mahatma, expanded intelligence. Mahanubhavaha, expanded influence. Mahatam, of the great souls. Mahishtaha, the greatest. Pravridha, well matured. Bhaktya, by devotional service. He, certainly. Anubhavita, being situated in the Anubhava stage of ecstasy. Ashaye, in the mind. Nivesha, entering. Vaikuntam, in the spiritual sky. Imam, this material world. Vihashati, will quit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: the topmost devotee of the Lord will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence and will be the greatest of the great souls. Due to matured devotional service, he will certainly be situated in transcendental ecstasy and will enter the spiritual sky after quitting this material world. Srila Prabhupada's purport. There are 3 stages of transcendental development in devotional service, which are technically called Sthayi Bhava, Anubhava, and Mahabhava. Continual perfect love of Godhead is called Sthayi Bhava, and when it is performed in a particular type of transcendental relationship, it is called Anubhava. But the stage of Mahabhava is visible amongst the personal pleasure potential energies of the Lord. It is understood that the grandson of Diti, namely Prahlada Maharaj, would constantly meditate on the Lord and reiterate his activities. Because he would constantly remain in meditation, he would easily transfer himself to the spiritual world after quitting his material body. Such meditation is still more conveniently performed by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord. This is especially recommended in this age of Kali. Yesterday, His Holiness Sivarama Maharaj, he expressed some hopes. He said that he hopes today whoever is speaking on this verse should say something about how Prahlada Maharaj is great. Because as we notice in this Sanskrit shloka, there are so many Mahatma, Mahatma, Mahanubhavo, Mahatam, Mahishtam. He's so great. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, there's a narration. It is Narada Muni is telling how great is Prahlada Maharaj to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And in that particular session, even Narada Muni, he said, I cannot enumerate all the good qualities of Prahlada Maharaj. In other words, Prahlada Maharaj is so great, it is beyond the words of Narada Muni, his own spiritual master, to describe his glories. So today we can only pick up some few points, whatever I can, for the pleasure of the Lord and his devotees, and for my purification. And if we go to the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see that there are few encounters between Prahlada Maharaj and his father. And their encounter proved that how great is Prahlada Maharaj. And very interestingly, here in the Sanskrit shloka, it is used the words like Mahatma. Prahlada Maharaj is expanded intelligence, and Maha-Anubhava, he has expanded influence, and he is Mahabhagavata, he is the topmost devotee. But Hiranyakashipu, his own father, doesn't think so. He's only 5 years old. So 5 years old, it's time to go to Gurukul. And when he studied for some time in Gurukul, he went to see his father. And his father is asking him, oh, my dear son, what have you learned from the Gurukul? What is the best thing you learned from your guru? But for Prahlada Maharaj, he doesn't think that Shukracharya's two sons, Shanga and Amarka, are his gurus. He's thinking Narada Muni only as his own guru. So he very confidently told his father, he said, whoever takes a temporary material body and he takes to this temporary material household life, then he would be sure embarrassed by all the anxieties of life because he has fallen down in a dark well which has no water but only miseries. Tasadu mande suravarya dehinam sada samudvignadiyam asatgrahat hitmatma patam grihamanta kupam vanam gatoya dashimashrayeta. Anyway, he said to his father, you should vanam gatoya, you should go to the forest. And specifically 5 years old, and he's telling the best of the asuras, the best of the demons, you should go to Vrindavan because Krishna consciousness is very prevalent here. And Hiranyakashipu is very furious. He said, what are you talking about? And he kicked him out from his lap. And he's calling his teachers. What kind of nonsense you are teaching him? Please get him back, get him reformed, and teach him again. And so Sandra and Amarka, they are training Prahlada Maharaj how to make development in the economy field and how to do some political dealings and how to achieve sense gratification. Actually, it is mentioned that they even told Prahlada Maharaj about some Mayavadi philosophy, the Brahma Gyan. Prahlada Maharaj, inside his heart, he rejected everything. But after some time, Shanda and Amarka, they are feeling very confident. We are scrutinizingly teaching this boy. Now he learned something valuable. We can present him again to his father. So, and especially even Prahlada's mother, Kayadu, she personally bathed Prahlad, make him presentable, very cute, very adorable, and sent to his father. And Hiranyakashipu, when he saw his 5 years old son Prahlad, he was so much moved. He put Prahlad and hold it on his lap and starts to smell his head, expressing his loving emotions. And he feels so much love for Prahlad, and he cannot help but with tears in his eyes. And then again he asked Prahlad, okay, so after a long time of studying in Gurukul, now what have you learned? What do you think is the best of the teachings? And Prahlada Maharaj said, the most famous shloka about devotional service, yes, it's from 7.5.23 to 24. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, Itipam Sarpita Vishnu Bhaktis Chenna Valakshana Kriyeta Bhagavati Yadha Tammaneditam Uttamam. And very interesting that at the end of this part, Prahlada Maharaj said, Tammaneditam Uttamam. Whoever he accepted the 9 process of pure devotional service, and whoever is dedicating his body, mind, and words, whatever, to serve the Lord, I am thinking that he is the topmost person. He is the most learned person, he is the most intelligent person. But if you look at the Bhagavatam section here Hiranyakashipu got furious. He kicked off Prahlad from his lap, and he said, "You are a fool, you are an idiot, and you are obstinate. What have you learned from your teacher?" And he's very, very furious. And he even started to scold the 2 teachers of Prahlad. But these 2 teachers, they said, no, we are innocent. We didn't teach him like this. We are teaching him how to become the best demon of the 3 worlds. And also, you don't forget, you cannot criticize us like this. We are coming from a very aristocratic family. We are coming from the line of Shukracharya. We are Brahmanas. How can you insult us like this? Then becomes offense. Excuse me. And then Hiranyakashipu, he's thinking, yeah, maybe that is true. Who in the Gurukul would teach Prahlad about this nonsense of devotional service and how to worship my enemy, Vishnu? But then Prahlad again told him, Prahlad is not afraid. So here we can see Prahlad is an ideal preacher. Why Prahlad is the topmost devotee? One reason is that he's not like the devotee in the spiritual world. Yesterday, Maharaj mentioned that Nrsimhadev, after killing Hiranyakashipu, right after he killed Hiranyakashipu, he said, "Now I will establish you as the topmost devotee of the whole universe, and you are going to be greater than all my associates in the whole Vaikuntha, and you are going to be greater than my attendants in Vaikuntha, and even you are going to surpass Garuda. And you are so great that even all the demigods, like headed by Indra, by Brahma, by Shiva, they cannot reach your level of devotion for me. You are the greatest devotee for the past and present." Maharaj especially mentioned, Nrsimhadev didn't say in the future, so leave some hope for all of us. When we were reading this part, we were thinking, yeah, every saint has a past. Every sinner has a future. Some hope is there. We can follow the great devotee's footsteps. And then, why Nrsimha Maharaj is giving Prahlada Maharaj like an unlikely standing? So, one reason is that Prahlada Maharaj took all the risks. It is mentioned that somehow or other, his father, this demoniac Hiranyakashipu, he used 108 ways to kill Prahlad. 108 ways. He poisoned him, he put him in the water, in the fire, he asked the elephants to tramp on him, and he used all kinds of different weapons to kill him. But Prahlad is fearless. As a preacher, as an ideal preacher, he's not afraid any inconveniences. So in the Vaikuntha world, the Lord said, "Your position even surpassed my intimate consort, Mahalakshmi." And why he's saying like this? Because all such devotees like Mahalakshmi, like all the devotees in the Vaikuntha, including attendants like Garuda, they have this unswerving devotion to the Lord. They no need to take so much risks. They no need to take so much endeavor. In other words, in this material world, the Lord especially treasures such devotees. They are taking so much trouble to please Him. So the Lord feels indebted to them. The Lord Himself feels that I am so grateful to Him. That's why the Lord put him in such a high position. And also, in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Lord Shiva had a conversation with Narada Muni, because Narada Muni is asking Lord Shiva, please tell me, who is the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy, Lord's mercy? Is that you? Is that Lord Brahma? Is someone else? And then Lord Shiva is telling Narada Muni, he said, no. The greatest recipient of Lord's mercy is not even you, not even me, not even your father Brahma, not even the eternal consort of the Lord Mahalakshmi, not this and not that. He said, actually, it's Prahlada. Actually, it is Prahlada. Why? Because Hiranyakasipu, he is such a great demon. And it is said that when he moves slightly of his eyebrows, even the head of the demigods, like Indra, they are shaking like anything. They're so much afraid of him. And Hiranyakasipu is so powerful, he even reversed the law of karma. We know that if you do pious activities, you can go to heaven. If you do some sinful activities, you go to hell. But Hiranyakasipu, he did like this, reverse. And if you do some pious activities, you would certainly go to hell and suffer like anything. But if you do some sinful activities, then you go to heaven and enjoy unlimitedly. So all the devotees, not everyone's like Prahlada. Not everyone can tolerate such torturing and disappointment and depression and such pain. So they're feeling despondent. They're feeling so much depressed, and they have some doubts. They start to suspect this Vaishnava Dharma, the path of devotional service, is this really what we should follow? Maybe we should also follow Sri Hiranyakasipu Vacha. So to eradicate all the doubts and pains of all the Vaishnava devotees. So Lord Nrsingadev, right after killing Hiranyakasipu, he established Prahlada Maharaj as a topmost devotee, even greater than Shiva, greater than Brahma, and greater even than Narada Muni, his own spiritual master, just to encourage the devotees. There's still some hope. It's not that devotional service is completely powerless and everything becomes so weak. So that is also a reason why Prahlada Maharaj has this unparalleled position in the whole history of Vaishnava Dharma. And from another point of view, we can see Prahlada Maharaj's position in the history of Vaishnava Dharma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he compared the development of our Vaishnava Dharma as a lotus flower. So at the beginning of creation, we know that Srimad Bhagavatam at the beginning, that Lord Krishna, he played his flute, and by 4 notes only, he imparted the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, the whole Vedic knowledge into the heart of Lord Brahma. And at that time, at the beginning of the creation of this material world, the path of Vaishnava Dharma is encapsulated as 4 C's. What are the 4 C's? Number 1, it is Bhagavata Gyan. It is a knowledge about the absolute truth as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then the next seed. The next seed is scientific material knowledge. Because in order to survive in this material world, we have to develop some material knowledge also. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has some commentary in his Sri Bhakti Aloka. And we can see that he suggested that we should develop knowledge and ignorance in the same time. So sometimes we need knowledge. If we don't know how to operate this microphone, we cannot get the voice amplified. We have to know how to engage the internet, camera in the service of Krishna. So the second encapsulated seed of Vedic knowledge is this scientific knowledge. This is called Maya Vigyan. And the third seed is sadhana bhakti. That is how to perform devotional service to the Lord. And then the fourth seed is prema, the ultimate goal of devotional service. As we know, these 4 C's are revealed in 3rd canto in the Chatu Shlokis. We can divide the 4 shlokas in that session into Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. So it's like at the beginning of the creation, the Lord gave to Brahma these 4 C's, but they are not manifested. They are still remain as seeds. There's not even a bud. But then when Prahlada Maharaj, when he arrived in this material world, and it is mentioned that the seed starts to become a bud, become a lotus bud, but still not open yet. And only with the arrival of Srila Vyasadeva, the lotus flower of Vaishnava Dharma starts to open. And then with so many other Vaishnava acharyas, and they're writing different commentaries, so they revealed the different petals of this lotus flower. And then when the lotus flower starts to fully bloom, that is when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. So we can see from this Srila Prabhupada's purport. And at the end, Srila Prabhupada said, this Prahlada Maharaj is always in Krishna consciousness, and he could easily transfer to the spiritual world after quitting his material body because he is always remembering the Lord. But how such meditation become accessible for all of us? That is by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, it is mentioned that Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagya Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. So in this age of Kali, whoever has intelligence, and then they would worship the Supreme Lord by this congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Actually, there is another book. It's coming from Atharva Veda. It is called Chaitanya Upanishad. In that book, especially in the 11th verse, and it is disclosed that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he uttered this most important Mula mantra, consists of 3 words, Hare, Rama, and Krishna. And what is this Mula mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very special because according to Chaitanya Upanishad, in the very abode of Goloka, named Navadvipa, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he descended himself, 2-armed form. He's a combination of Krishna and Srimati Radharani's golden complexion and mood. And he is going to disclose prema to all the population. This is very important because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has a commentary on this Chaitanya Upanishad, also called Chaitanya Charitamrita. Name is the same as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, but the contents are a little different. And he said that even if you follow the other Acharya's instructions, for example, Ramanuja Acharya, he's also teaching us the path of Dasya Rasa. He said, but if you follow Ramanuja Acharya's teachings, actually you cannot go back to the ultimate abode. Because Ramanuja Acharya, he's preaching like Vaikuntha Prema. By following him, you go back to Vaikuntha. You cannot go to the topmost planet, Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan. And this path is only enunciated, only declared, and only promoted by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can see the development of our Vaishnava Dharma. And we can see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unique position, importance of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this Hari Nam Sankirtan, and also the unique position of Prahlada Maharaj. Prahlada Maharaj, not only he bring this Vaishnava Dharma seeds into a bud, but also he is guarding for all the Vaishnava, especially the sadhakas. It is mentioned that it is imperative to follow the great unalloyed devotees of the Lord, like Prahlada Maharaj, if you want to get some improvement in your devotional service. Because Prahlada Maharaj, even in the 7th canto, I think it's 9th chapter, 38, he predicted the advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that particular shloka, he said, the Lord only appeared in 3 yugas, because when Kali Yuga comes, he won't say, okay, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He comes as a devotee. So even back then, Prahlada Maharaj, we know that he is a grandson of Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni is one of the Prajapatis of the whole universe. So that means at the dawn of the Vaishnava history, at the dawn of the all human being history, he already predicted the future advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he established the 9 process of devotional service. And only recently, by Srila Rupa Goswami's mercy, that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he elaborated from these 9 angas of bhakti into 64 angas. And he divided into 2 different kinds. One kind is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, another kind is Raganuga Bhakti. Excuse me. And Prahlada Maharaj, he's preaching that it is especially important to follow this 9 process of bhakti. And very interestingly, that we are all here right now in Navadvip. And Navadvip has 9 islands. And all the 9 islands, each island is relating to one anga of bhakti. And that is also a very interesting way for us to meditate. When we are in Antardvip, we can think about Atmanivedanam, surrendering everything to the Lord. And when we are in Koladvip, like Navadvip town, we can think about how to serve the Lord's lotus feet. If we go to take darshan of Simantini Devi in Rajapur, then we can think about, oh, this island is the first island of Navadvip, this 9 islands, and it represents Shravanam. And then we can think about the aspects. And when we are coming, sometimes if devotees traveling to Calcutta or Krishnanagar, they would come back to Mayapur through Godrumadvip. And that island is representing the chanting of the Lord's holy names. When we meditate in this way, you feel the Dhamma is more revealing. And you feel your own emotional mood is more enriched. And also Srila Jiva Goswami, he mentioned in Bhakti Sandarbha and the Krama Sandarbha, he said, although we should practice the other 8 angas in Kali Yuga, he said actually it is necessary for all of us to practice the other 8 limbs of devotional service. But everything has to be in conjunct with chanting. That means in Kali Yuga, even if you do Shravanam, even if you do Vishnu Smaranam, you do Padasevanam, you do all kinds of things, everything has to be accompanied with the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna. And Prahlada Maharaj, as a very, very exemplary devotee, and he's guarding our path, because we have a lot of enemies on our devotional service. We have lust, anger, greed, we have illusion, we have pride, we have envy, we sometimes jealous of others, and how to get rid of this. And besides all these enemies on the path, and there are also some robbers. The robbers are mentioned as cheaters or pretenders of devotional path. And so people like Prahlada Maharaj, they are guarding our path. They are giving us some protections. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to Sanatana Goswami, he mentioned in order to get rid of our offenses in our devotional service, we have to associate with the pure devotees. It's like to establishing a very strong fence to protect our gentle creeper of Bhakti Lata. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he mentioned in his Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita, he used another way to express this same concept. He said, we should make a wall to protect our Bhakti Lata creeper. And this wall is composed of our own sadhana. We have to do some of our own sadhana. And we have to make a roof, like a ceiling, because we know when we plant something, there will be storm, torrents of rain, and maybe like hailstones. So we also need a roof on top of our head. And here, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he mentioned that the roof on our head is like the pure devotees association. Actually, in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, Prahlada Maharaj, demoniac father here in Kachipur, he mentioned to Prahlada, you have to be careful about your association. And here in Kachipur gave Prahlada an example. He said, just like a diamond, the diamond would reflect whatever color it's associated with. So you have to be intelligent. You have to choose like most influential people, rich, wealthy people to associate with, and then you can expand your own personal, like material influence. But actually, what kind of association we need? We don't need material association. We need the pure devotees association. That's why later in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when it's talking about Ambarish Maharaj's devotional service, because he did 9 of them altogether, at the end, it is mentioned that he is doing Kamancha Dase Kama Kamyaya Yatotma Shloka Jana Shraya Ratihi. So Kamancha Dase Kama Kamyaya means Ambarish Maharaj, he's thinking of the Lord 24 hours. It's not one moment miss. It's not thinking of how to engage all his senses, the mind, words, and his body in the service of the Lord. And then is yata. Yata means as. Yata. Uttama shloka. Janashraya. That means one has to take shelter of Prahlada Maharaj. Actually, I'm always wondering why that in the word for word Prabhupada put, we have to take shelter of someone like Prahlada Maharaj, because from the Sanskrit you cannot find anything related to him. And later I find out actually it is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In his commentary to this very shloka, he mentioned we have to follow the great souls like Prahlada Maharaj. And because he is like a guard, and he is guarding our devotional service, so we are not disturbed. That's why even Ramanuja Acharya himself, he is offering obeisances to Prahlada Maharaj. When talking about the great Mahajans is guarding our path of devotional service, our path of Vaishnava Dharma, even Ramanuja Acharya, he said, I want to offer my respectful obeisances unto the unalloyed great devotees of the Lord, like Prahlada Maharaj. And then he mentioned the others, like Narada Muni, like Shukadev Goswami. We can see how great is Prahlada Maharaj and what kind of role he's playing in everyone's devotional service. And as for Prahlada Maharaj's glories, there's something else mentioned in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya. There's one passage said by the goddess of earth. The goddess of earth said, oh, because of a great devotee like you, Prahlada Maharaj, your presence, so the human world becomes so fortunate. The human world becomes so fortunate. Why? And the goddess of earth, she said, because the other people, when they see you, here in the shloka it is mentioned, Anubhavita Shaye, Anubhavita. Prahlada Maharaj is equipped with all the symptoms of Anubhava. Anubhava is subsequent ecstasy. So he's equipped with such symptoms like loudly chanting, dancing, sometimes singing and jumping like a madman. And the goddess of earth said that simply by seeing you, see how you're crying, how you're loudly chanting, and seeing your this ecstatic symptoms, And people, they start to have this detachment from all material desires. And they have tears in their eyes. And even by touching you, by seeing you, by touching you, they also become pure devotees. The original words she said is, then they become the residents of Hari Loka. They go to the abode of Lord Hari. But we can think that actually Srila Prabhupada, isn't that when people see him, they also become, they want to bow down automatically. And they have tears in their eyes. And they are also feeling some kind of detachment in their hearts. And they also want to follow him. That is the power of a pure devotee. And as for the extended influence, just like our Srila Prabhupada, he also had his extended influence. I want to share this very interesting incident. I have some students from Taiwan. They came to Mayapur for Guru Purnima festival. They stayed only for 7 days. And on the day of Guru Purnima, I told them, please, every one of you should take one set of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, because you all know that in our Mayapur temple, the devotees, they're promoting to get Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Either you get one or you can donate for others. So on that very same day, the 5 devotees, they bought 10 sets of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the next day is the day of their departure back to their own place. At the airport, trouble came. And there's one Mataji, she's 11 kgs overweight. And because her seat is not economy, she is the business class. And they said, we are going to fine you 5 times. And then normal. So it's almost like more than half lakh or something. It's very expensive. But then the interesting thing is they broke one wheel of her luggage. And her luggage, the suitcase, is so expensive. The flight company, they cannot find out the matching one. And they calculated actually the value of her wheel, that single wheel, is much less than this, the fine she has to pay for the overweight. But somehow or other, the manager of that flight says, okay. Actually, he asked, what is inside? And she said, Srila Prabhupada's books. Before they weighed, one set of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is 9.5 kgs. And immediately, another devotee gave him some Lord Nrsingadev's grapes prasad. So he just let the devotees go. And then another side, 4 Matajis are taking economy class. 10 kgs overweight, and they're going to be punished. And not only going to be punished, and that person who is at the counter is very, very angry because so many customers, so many clients. And he said, what did you put inside and make it so weight? And the devotee said, oh, it's Srila Prabhupada's books. Then he said, what? Srila Prabhupada's books? And then see this hesitation, that devotee immediately put some other Mahaprasad in her hands. And she respectfully accepted it. And she's thinking and thinking. Then after a few seconds, he just let the devotees go. Srila Prabhupada's transcendental books, Ki Jai. So this is the extended influence of Srila Prabhupada. This is a real follower of Prahlada Maharaj and a real follower of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. This extended influence. And at the end, there are a few minutes left. I want to invite my dear friend, Sarvabhauma Prabhu. He is a Srila Prabhupada's disciple. And Vaisheshika Prabhu, during Guru Purnima festival, he said he's one of the pioneers distributing Srila Prabhupada's books in the Western countries. Because recently, on the day of the appearance day of Srivas Thakur, he said something amazing. So I would like to invite Sarvabhauma Prabhu. Can you please share how powerful is Srila Prabhupada's glance? So you...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just repeating a story that Navina Nirada told, how Prabhupada, just like in the Prabhupada Lilamrita, It's called, the first volume is called Lifetime of Preparation. So it was that Prabhupada was so well prepared and so potent that when he came into Boston Harbor, the very first person that he saw on a Coast Guard cutter was so moved, changed, and that he gradually became a devotee himself. And he remembered that first glance at Prabhupada, and we always hear about the sidelong glances of Sri Krishna or Radharani. So, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sarvabhauma Prabhu. The point is simply by Srila Prabhupada's constant glancing upon this person, he became a devotee. This is how powerful a pure devotee's glance is. This is real extended influence. It's not like that, like Prahlada Maharaj told Hiranyakashipu, he said, Adanta Gobhir Veshatam Tam Misram Punak Punak Charvita Charvananam. You have uncontrolled sense, your senses are uncontrolled. That's why you're rushing towards a hellish life. And then you are chewing the truth. And then what is the result? Antayatanta. This blind person is leading another blind. And then this uru, this is very strong cord, uru damni bada, bind. You're bind by this material fruitive activities, and you're bind by these threefold burning miseries. We have to transcend this. And the best way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us, the best way to achieve this is by Hari Nam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At the end, I want to apologize for my voice, because actually just 2 days ago I participated in the Russian devotees program. Very ecstatic. We are chanting together for 3 hours on the Ekadasi day. And I just came to know that the Russian devotees in Mayapur, they had this program for over more than 2 years called Namanishta. Every Ekadasi, all the Russian devotees, they would get together in MCS hall and chant and taste the pure nectar of the holy name. Hare Krishna. One question or no? Hare Krishna. Mike. Or some comments.
I like the way you accented the importance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for this age, because recently they opened the temple for Ram in Ayodhya, and Ram is important, but for this age, Lord Chaitanya is more important because he gives us the Yuga Dharma, and that is why bringing people to Mayapur, finishing the TOVP, and getting the knowledge that Lord Chaitanya taught out to people, because you see many people in India are still lost in practices that belong in other yugas. And in this age, it's the chanting of the holy names that's important, not the different processes like fire sacrifices or so many Vedic things. And we need to get that out to the world. And of course, the ways to do that, you see, when they took the risk, somehow Lord Chaitanya let the Chaitanya Charitamritas get through. And this is what we need to accent, that this is what we need for this age, not just average Hinduism.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Anything else? More comments, Grace? Yes, Sarvabhauma Prabhu.
Thank you. There's that wonderful verse in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaksadeva Hridayeshu Vilokanyanti, that one whose eyes are tinged with the salve of love. So when one chants Hare Krishna and with rapt attention, and it actually goes through the mind to the heart actually melts and it changes the quality of one's senses, purifies them, and allows to see things in a different way, according to the Shastra Chakshush. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, this one?
Thank you very much. You were mentioning about the glories of Prahlada Maharaj, and we know he's great Mahayana, someone to follow. So Srila Prabhupada was in the mood of Prahlada Maharaj. And when you were mentioning about those beautiful mystical stories of devotees at the airport with the books and things became favorable to them, just to see how the power of book distribution. So a memory came to my mind that one time a devotee, Prabhupada disciple, I think it's Hridayananda Maharaj, was telling the story that Prabhupada is at the airport and everybody comes to get darshan of Prabhupada, asking questions. And he noticed that Srila Prabhupada at the airport, because they were booked, everybody was looking at Srila Prabhupada's eyes, moving in the direction that the book distributors were distributing the books. So that shows how book distribution is so dear to Srila Prabhupada, being in the mood of Prahlada Maharaj, conveying the message.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this wonderful edition. So at the end, I would like to say something about the holy name again. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wants all of us to achieve prema bhakti by this Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan. And Mahaprabhu himself, he mentioned we chant Hari, Rama, and Krishna. So all the names, Hari, means something that the Lord can take away all vasanas, our karmic impressions, all our material desires, even some residual desires. And then this Krishna, we divided this word into two parts, Krish and Na. Na means to remove all the sinful activities and to take away all the sufferings. And this Krish means remembering. Just by remembering, then we can get rid of all the sinful reactions. And Rama we divide into two parts, Ra and Ma. Ra is to chase away all the sinful habits, and Ma is like closing the door. This is from Chaitanya Upanishad, closing the door to prevent the sinful habits, the sinful proclamations to come back again. So again, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Harinam Sankirtan. Gaura Pramanande, Hare Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. I always translate your class in Vrindavan.